Hello, once again to my channel again for another Wednesday tutorial on how to do a digital art using ibis app paint. Well, first of all, you have to import your image here in the app. Well, yeah, I've already imported mine, so I'll just continue like that. You can still create your canvas size after importing or before importing your image. So there I reduce opacity of the original image which I've imported. Then I create a new layer. Then after reducing opacity, I have to go back to my original layer which I've created, and then to my desktop, select the pen tool which I need to use for the tracing. After selection, I have to go click that hand button, switch that on to give my pencil a sharp edge during my tracing. And there, my new layer which I've created. Next, what I have to do is to zoom in and go to my pencil size resizing section and set the size to about 3.0 to 4.0 depending on the size of canvas you're using, because the size of canvas determines the pencil size that it will give you. Sometimes if you're using 2.0 on your normal drawing, once you set a bigger size of canvas, the pencil size will change, because by then it will be too thin for you to use. So here I'm just using bigger pencil size for this tutorial because of the canvas. So now I'm just taking my time to draw out the eye. Then I select my grading tool and I'll fix the color, set it to current layer so that it will fill in the layer I'm tracing on, because if it's on all layers it will affect and the filling will not be that smooth. So I have to select current layer so it will fill in on that particular layer that I'm drawing on. So from here now I'm still going to continue with my tracing, and after tracing I can just fill in once I'm done. So during your tracing, if you want to see what you have drawn so far, you can just go back to your layer, switch on the eye below there at the original image, then you can see what you have done, and then you can go back and switch on the eye and continue with your sketch. So here now I'm still going to fast forward this because of the long time that it will take to trace this image. Now we are done with the tracing of this image, so we can just go further, create a new layer above that. Well, after creating, I can just drag it upward. It's the same thing. So here I go down to my color area and select a lighter color for the details of the hair, and then I go and reduce my brush size. Well, that will be perfect. So next here I have to switch off the eye of that sketch so that I'll be able to see what I'm detailing on the new layer I created. So now you zoom in, reduce brush size to about 2.0 and start your details for the hair. So I'll just take my time on this so that we come out perfectly. Now during my detailing, I noticed the color is somehow dark, so I have to go to that layer, click on FX, then contrast, brightness and contrast, and do some adjustments on this to brighten the detail enough from visualizing. So now zoom in and select that color out, click on eye drop and pick, just tap on it or you move your hand over the color to select the original one you need so that you can continue with your other sketch. Now we are done with the detail. You can see how it came out perfectly. That's all the white. You can still add some kind of a little darker white to blend it to the sketch layer. So now we'll create a new layer under the sketch layer. Switch that eye on and increase the opacity of that. Go to your worksheet, select eyedropper again and select the skin color, select the bright area of the skin and sketch on that new layer which you have created, and that will act as the background color to your sketch. Now we go and create a new layer above that background color layer, and select another dark area, switch out the background color and select the dark area from there, and that's where we'll be shading. So I zoom in and place my color there, increase brush size, and switch on that sharp edge option. So once I shade now, it gives me kind of sharp pencil line. Then after placing my color, and I can still go back and select other colors to create a gradient fill. Gradient color or gradient shade for my work, and then I select smudge brush to blend the color. I can still reduce the flow of that smudge brush, so I just take it back a little and start blending. If it's not okay by me, I can still reduce opacity. The one at the top is to increase the size, while the one at the bottom is to reduce the flow or opacity, depending on the brush you are using or the tool. Next, I'm selecting another color, so I just select that area and paint right there on the next layer, on that same layer. So I just switch on the eye of the background layer, go there, paint it out, and I smudge on that layer so that the color can just blend with everything I'm doing there. So right here, just keep following the shades the way I see them, and I keep selecting colors accordingly. I still make it darker if I see it's not matching with my drawing. So over here we have to reduce the opacity of the brush a little bit. That will be perfect. So from here, once you're shading, you can just create a kind of gradient repeatedly by painting on one side, like the way I'm doing now. You can see how it blends while I'm just shading. So you can just shade on one area repeatedly and it will give you a kind of blending mode or blending appearance if you don't know how to smudge perfectly. And so right on this new layer we created, you can just paint white the rim and later on reduce opacity of that layer to look transparent, and that will act as your glass. You can still create some kind of shades for that transparency by creating a new layer for it. Now I'm going to import a new layer for this image, so I have to go and search where it's saving or where it's saved, and then import it to our worksheet. Now I click OK and press cancel, so that it won't turn black or white. So yeah, I have to duplicate that background, but first I noticed some kind of changes on my layers, so I have to go back and correct those errors. So I click on the layer which had that error, select the color and print it back. Next, I create a new layer above the skin shading layer, and select red or wine paint there. And next you can still go and create a new layer for the shade after drawing out the lips, and from there you can create another layer for highlights also. If you look at this work, you see that the background is very hot for this image, so we have to change the color. So we have to duplicate it, go to hue saturation, and from there we can set the color to any color of our choice, which will suit the image perfectly. So I just make this lemon, and that will be okay. So I click on OK and go back to my worksheet. If I wish to do any other adjustments, I can do or apply to my work. So let me just adjust the clothes, change the color to dark brown, and I can manage it after my adjustments. So thank you for watching my tutorial on this channel. So if it really helps you, you can just click on the subscribe button and wait for next upload on this channel. Thank you.